Hi everyone, thanks again for joining me for another unboxing video. My name is Yannick Dag, and today we're going to be unboxing Evil Dead 2 of the board game. This was a secondary Kickstarter version by Jasco and Lynnvander Studios. I want to give them a special shout out for the simple fact that I was not an actual backer of this. I only had to pay for shipping just because Space Scope Productions had originally made this Kickstarter long time ago, received a whole bunch of money, and never really produced anything other than a lot of stories and a lot of hoopla. And really all the backers got was nothing. So really I can't emphasize enough how cool it was for Jasco and the backers that backed the secondary campaign that really put not exactly what was originally backed a long time ago, but at least put Evil Dead 2 into our hands, and without them this couldn't have happened. I think there's a lot of corporate goodwill. I'm sure that Jasco and Lynnvander did not make a huge amount of money on this particular game, but at the same time really look to do some corporate goodwill, and there really are some great organizations out there such as Jasco. I know for me, Jasco, in the future, I've backed a lot of Kickstarter programs in the back, actually over 250. And I automatically look for anything that Jasco is currently producing for the simple fact that I want to continue to support them in whatever that they do, for the simple fact of providing an olive branch and really helping out a lot of backers that got the short end of the stick. So again, huge thank you to Jasco, huge thank you to Lynnvander Studios, and really just appreciate that you're able to step up the plate on someone else's screw up. So let's ultimately see what is in these boxes. So let's look first at the main game, Evil Dead 2. We'll crack this open here. Quite excited because it is multiple years that we've been waiting for this. So nice sleeve. Very cool. That's the back of the sleeve. Let's go see here. Back of the box is the same as the sleeve, so that's pretty neat. Let's have a look here. Here we've got manual, just the standard one. Love seeing Bruce there. Nice, clean. Total manual. Just skip to the back here. Seems to be pages of Necronomicon. What happens to players if they become deadites. Some map area examples. Nice appendix and important terms to highlight, so it looks like it's pretty straightforward. I always love seeing this. Quick reference right on the back. And so total thing, 20 pages with cover and back, but very cool. Again, thank you Jasco for putting a quick reference guide, so much appreciated. And here again we've got an extras pack, so again some of the little extras that they've provided, and a little bit of a highlight of Buffy the Vampire game that they also have produced. So again, if you can support them, great organization, so again, thanks Jasco. Here we've got tokens for the game, back end, so again these will be secret. Looks pretty good. Nice thick cardboard. I'll punch one out here. Yeah, easy to punch out, very good quality. Set of what looks like to be player boards or token item boards. A quick reference for all of the players. Again, you can see that they're falling out, so it's nice and punched, and they'll come out clean, which is always important in a board game. Here I just picked them up and they're falling out, which is great. I'll just show on the back of it, this is what these player cards look like. Whoops, there we go. Nice good quality, and I think it'll be a great quick reference to go along with that appendix. The board here, so it's looks to be a 4-panel, nice and sturdy. And again, good old board. Nice and clear. Printing looks good. No issues, it's a board. Just a divider. Here in the box we've got a set of cards. Take a quick peek at what's in here, what some of the cards look like. These are standard cards, so if you were somebody who's looking to sleeve, just good old Magic the Gathering sleeves or standard card sleeves would function. I'll just go through some of these cards here. Artwork is nice, not hard to read. It might be just because some of the, and I would think just because of the nature of the game, some of it is a little bit dark. Here you can see on the back end here, corruption. If lighting is poor, if you're in a dark room, it could be a little bit harder to see, especially if you're trying to, maybe play this on Halloween or doing a theme night. If you don't have the right lighting, those cards could be a little bit harder to see. Again, just nice and straightforward. Print is fairly solid. These are just event cards. Good quality. I mean, the card stock is okay. I'm not going to say that they're poor. I'd probably sleeve it. Just they do seem to be a bit thin, but again, I sleeve everything though. So, but again, good quality in that regard. Nice dice. Take a quick peek at these. And here we got, so it's always nice, they've actually engraved them or they're etched in, so it just helps them last, and that way even being handled, or even if it ends up that the paint comes off, you could always repaint it. It's just black and white, which is pretty neat. Standard dice with a little bit of a design, so you got chainsaws, skull, and blanks. It's the only symbols that I see right now. A couple of the miniatures right off, so here, not sure what we call this, but it's scary. Nice quality. There's no lines that I see or anything like that. Nice and solid, very heavy this one. And again, another really good. I'm pretty, it's exceeding what I would have thought. Very solid quality. And then last but not least in this, I'm going to assume this is another box. So this is just a loose box of minis. So it would have been nice to see a little bit more of a tray, a minis tray that sort of keeps everything in place, especially for those that paint. I'm not a painter, so I'm not as critical of these types of things, but if somebody was painting these miniatures, it'd be a bit harder to protect, keep them all separate. And here's a couple of them here. And just to see the back end. And that's a full bag of these, of that same miniature. Okay, so they do look, I mean, they could have, it seems that they're all printed with the same mold or made with the same mold. So definitely if somebody wants some variety, you come through painting. The next one here, we've got, well, this one has a bit more variety. That looks like ash. Yeah, there's some pretty cool minis there. So these are definitely the character minis versus the enemies. Again, some more here. They're not super detailed. The larger minis are definitely a higher quality, but it's probably just because of the base size that would help to be able to set that up with higher detail. So I mean, they'll do the job, but they're not the greatest of high quality like you would see, for example, in a Cool Mini or a Simon game, or some other tabletop. But again, I think it's just great that they still were able to put this game together as a whole, which is great. A couple more here. Hopefully you guys can see that. There we go. And last but not least, try to see if we can come right up. And so again, I think they're pretty good. They're not super detailed, but detailed enough. Somebody, again, I think they'd be a bit harder to paint, you know, unless you're very good. And I'm not that good, so. This one again, you can see the mini, and that's again because they're not vacuum trayed. So you got to fix that. Just I'm hoping with some hot water that could get repaired. Again, there's a little bit of a lean there. So that's a bit disappointing, but not uncommon when minis come not in the vacuum tray. So I'll probably have to put something together there. I don't think it's anything that can't be fixed from at least putting them in a bit of hot water and reposing them. But no minis were broken as per se. And last but not least, that's the last mini. So again, that was the main game now of Evil Dead 2 with the characters. Now, for those of you not purchasing at retail, there was also an extras pack that came with the pledge or the Kickstarter. We'll take a peek at what's inside of there. So here, a little bit of a manual. I think these has to do with just additional rules, some extra bosses. Looks like there's a bad ash, so a converted ash. If you saw the movie, you know what that references to. So theme oriented. And again, I think this is just an extra. They had, and why I took the shrink off of this already, they had some promo card that was already out. So I think this has to do with one of their upcoming games, Universes, as in Jasco's games. So you've got some more event cards here. And again, these are just extra cards. Always provide some good variety. Again, just a bit concerning with the purple. I'm not sure if it shows purple in the camera, but in a dark setting, that could be harder to pick up on, or if there's some color issues in your vision. Let's just see. This is another bag of minis. So it's ironic. I find it odd that they did put 2 of the minis in the vacuum, but the rest is just in a bag. So again, if you're looking to paint, you're going to probably have to figure something else to protect the minis individually. But there's a lot here. Oh, well, okay. Whoops. Fence, so this is more decorations, it looks like. There's a few of those. Just skip over the other fences here. Chainsaw mini. It's pretty cool. Quality of these ones are very good. They're higher quality than the main game, that's for sure. So I find that a bit odd as well, because these ones are definitely a notch above the main game. More of these squirrels. Here is a monster of some kind. We can pick up the details there. An axe. Again, you can see the quality on these ones. Very cool. Whoops. Now that looks like, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be missing an antler, but if it is missing one, if it's not on purpose, it's again, I'm going to have to try to see if I can find that piece to glue it back, but this is not uncommon when minis are just thrown in a bag. So again, a bit disappointing in that regard. More of these, yeah, so see, this is what the minis should look like. So definitely one of the antlers got broken off on that particular mini, because the other ones are fine. You can see that there's 2 there. That one's pretty cool. Not sure if it's supposed to be slanted as much as what it shows there, but it's pretty neat. And so again, this is back to the minis of items. That's a gun or rifle. Looks like a trophy. Game trophy. And another antler set and another gun. So they actually, according in the bag, I'm gonna have to recheck, but it's actually missing one of the antlers. So it could have just been missed in manufacturing, or it broke off before it got bagged. But otherwise, everything seems to be there and in the game. I'll check actually in the box here, see if there's something underneath the tray. Nope. So it's definitely just missing an antler of some kind. So yeah, let me know what you think. This is the unboxing of Evil Dead 2 by Jasco Games and Lynnvander Studios. Thanks again for joining me in this, and have yourselves a great day. Let me know, or if you like more of these, throw me a like, put in some comments if you got questions, and if there's any other games you'd like me to unbox or review, leave me a note. Thanks again, and have yourselves a great day. Thanks again, and stay healthy, everyone.